Do you have a pet at home?
Yes, I do. I have a cat named Mew, and she's honestly like a little sister to me. She's a short-haired white cat with big green eyes, and she's incredibly playful and affectionate. I've had her for over 3 years, and she's become such an important part of my daily routine. Whenever I come home from a long day, she's always there to greet me at the door, and just having her around makes me feel relaxed and happy. I believe pets, especially cats, can be wonderful emotional companions, especially for someone who lives alone like I do.
Would you like a different pet in the future?
Yes, I'd definitely love to have a different pet in the future. Although I currently have a cat, I've always been fascinated by parrots. They're colorful, intelligent, and can even mimic human speech, which I find absolutely amusing. I think having a bird as a pet would be a completely new experience, and it might also help me become more patient and attentive, since birds often require delicate care. Of course, I'd need to make sure I have the proper environment and enough time to take care of it properly. But overall, I'm really open to the idea of having a parrot, or maybe even a small rabbit in the future. It would be a nice change and bring some variety to my daily life.
Do you prefer cats or dogs?
Personally, I prefer cats over dogs, mainly because I find them more independent and easier to take care of. As someone who has a fairly busy lifestyle, I really appreciate how low-maintenance cats are. They're usually quiet, clean, and don't require constant attention or outdoor walks like dogs do. I also feel a strong emotional connection with cats. Their subtle ways of showing affection, like purring or curling up next to me, always melt my heart. Of course, I do think dogs are incredibly loyal and fun to be around, but for my personality and daily routine, cats just seem to fit better. I guess it really comes down to personal preference.
How often do you read books?
I try to read books almost every day, even if it's just for mem or honey minutes before going to bed. Reading has become a part of my daily routine, and it helps me relax after a long day. I especially enjoy fiction and self-help books because they offer both entertainment and personal growth. Sometimes, when I'm too busy with work or studies, I switch to audiobooks, which are super convenient and allow me to read while I'm doing chores or commuting. I think reading is a great habit that not only expands your vocabulary, but also improves your concentration and imagination. It's something I truly enjoy and hope to keep doing regularly.
What book would you recommend to a friend?
If I had to recommend a book to a friend, I'd probably choose The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. It's a beautifully written novel that blends adventure, philosophy, and self-discovery. I read it during a time when I felt a bit lost in life, and it truly gave me a fresh perspective. The story follows a young shepherd on a journey to pursue his dreams, and along the way, he learns important lessons about courage, destiny, and listening to his heart. I think this book is especially meaningful for young women who are trying to figure out their own path in life. It's inspiring, easy to read, and leaves a lasting impression. I've already recommended it to several friends, and they all found it motivating and deeply thought-provoking.
Do you prefer to read books or paper books?
I personally prefer paper books because they give me a sense of comfort and help me stay more focused. I love the feeling of turning real pages and the smell of a new book. It makes the reading experience more enjoyable. That said, I do use ebooks when I travel, as they're more convenient and lightweight. But overall, I find physical books more engaging, especially when I want to disconnect from screens. They also reduce eye strain, which is important for me since I already spend a lot of time on digital devices.
Do you like art?
Yes, I really enjoy art because it allows me to express my emotions and creativity. I love visiting galleries and exploring different styles, especially watercolor and minimalism. Art helps me feel relaxed and more connected to the world around me. Even though I'm not very skilled, I sometimes draw or paint as a fun hobby. I think art is a powerful form of communication and a great way to boost imagination and inspiration.
Do you think that art classes are important in school?
Yes, I strongly believe that art classes are important in school because they help students develop creativity and emotional expression. Unlike traditional subjects, art encourages imagination and allows children to explore their unique talents. It also improves important skills like observation, focus, and even problem solving. For girls especially, art can be a safe and inspiring space to build confidence and communicate feelings through visual forms. I think including art in the curriculum makes education more balanced and enjoyable for all students.
Who are your favorite artists?
One of my favorite artists is Vincent van Gogh. I'm truly fascinated by his unique painting style and the deep emotion he poured into each piece. His use of bold colors and swirling brushstrokes creates such a powerful atmosphere, especially in works like Starry Night. What I admire most is his dedication to art, even though he struggled with mental health and wasn't appreciated during his lifetime. His life story gives me a new perspective on creativity and self-expression. To me, Van Gogh's art is both moving and timeless.
Who do you normally take photos of?
I usually take photos of my friends and family, especially during special occasions or when we travel together. Capturing these moments helps me preserve precious memories that I can look back on anytime. I also enjoy taking candid shots where people are just being themselves because they feel more natural and emotional. Sometimes I take selfies or try a bit of portrait photography for fun. I think photos are a great way to express creativity and share your perspective. I don't use any professional equipment, just my phone, but I still enjoy it a lot.
Do you ever put any of your photos in frames?
Yes, I do. I love putting some of my favorite photos in frames, especially ones that hold special memories. I have a few framed pictures of my family and close friends on my desk and bedroom wall. Seeing them every day gives me a sense of comfort and emotional connection. I usually choose photos from meaningful occasions, like birthdays or trips, and I try to pick aesthetic frames that match my room's decor. I think framing photos is a simple but beautiful way to preserve moments and add a personal touch to your space.
When you are on holiday, do you prefer to send postcards, or do you prefer to take photos and send them to people?
I prefer to take photos and send them to people, especially through messaging apps or social media. It's more instant and allows me to share real-time chime moments with friends and family. I love capturing the scenery, local culture, and even the food I try. It feels more personal and gives others a clear visual of what I'm experiencing. That said, I still think postcards are charming and nostalgic, so I sometimes buy them as souvenirs. But overall, digital photos are just more convenient, especially when I want to send multiple pictures or write a quick caption to go along with them.
What do you use to take photos?
I usually use my smartphone to take photos because it's always with me and really easy to use. The camera quality is quite impressive, and it even has built-in filters and editing tools. So I can quickly make my photos look more aesthetic before sharing them online. Sometimes, especially during trips or special events, I also use my digital camera, which captures more detailed and high-resolution images. But for everyday moments, like selfies, food, or candid shots with friends, my phone is definitely the most convenient choice. One author I'd really love to meet in the future is Nguyễn Nhật Anh, a famous Vietnamese writer known for his touching stories about childhood and adolescence. One of his most well-known books is Kien Van Hoa, The Kaleidoscope, which I read when I was in secondary school. His writing always brings a sense of nostalgia and reminds me of my own school days and the innocence of growing up. If I had the chance to meet him, I'd love to ask how he manages to capture the emotions of young people so vividly, and where he finds his inspiration. I'd also like to know more about his writing process, like how long it takes him to finish a book, and how he stays motivated after so many years of writing. The reason I want to meet Nguyễn Nhật Anh is because his books have had a deep emotional impact on me. They're not only entertaining, but also full of valuable life lessons. His characters are often simple, but carry so much warmth and authenticity, which I really admire. Meeting him would be such an inspiring experience, especially for someone like me who loves literature and dreams of writing one day.
What kind of books are most popular with children in your country?
In my country, children are mostly drawn to books that are fun, imaginative, and easy to understand. For younger kids, picture books and fairy tales are very popular because they come with colorful illustrations and simple language that keeps them engaged. As they get older, many turn to comic books or series like Kin Van Hoa by Nguyen Nhật Anh, which blend humor and relatable school life stories. In recent years, educational books that teach soft skills or moral values have also gained attention, as parents want their children to learn while reading. Books that focus on friendship, kindness, and curiosity are especially favored. I think the most successful children's books are the ones that both entertain and offer some kind of life lesson while also sparking their imagination.
Why do you think that some children don't read very often?
I think there are several reasons why some children don't read regularly. One of the main factors is the strong influence of technology. With smartphones, tablets, and endless online videos, many kids find it hard to stay focused on books. Reading can seem less entertaining compared to fast-paced digital content. Another reason is that some children haven't found books that match their interests. If the material feels boring or too difficult, they're unlikely to feel motivated to read. In some cases, the lack of encouragement from parents or teachers also plays a role. Without proper guidance, kids might not develop the habit of reading. Finally, today's busy lifestyle can make reading feel like a chore rather than a pleasure. I believe that making books more accessible and helping children associate reading with fun and creativity is key to changing this trend.
Do you think that speed reading is a useful skill to have?
Yes, I do think that speed reading can be a very useful skill, especially in today's fast-paced world. For students and professionals, it helps save time when going through large amounts of information, such as textbooks, reports, or online articles. It's particularly helpful during exams or tight deadlines when you need to grasp the main ideas quickly. However, I believe speed reading isn't always the best approach. When reading for pleasure, or when the content is deep and emotional, it's better to slow down and truly absorb the meaning. Also, some people may focus too much on reading fast and forget about comprehension. So, while it's a great skill for certain situations, it should be balanced with critical thinking and full understanding.
Some people believe that reading novels is more interesting or more enjoyable than reading nonfiction. Why do you think that is?
I think many people find novels more enjoyable than nonfiction because novels offer a chance to escape reality and enter a world of imagination. They often contain relatable characters, emotional storylines, and surprising twists that keep readers engaged from start to finish. For some, reading fiction is a form of relaxation, like watching a good movie. On the other hand, nonfiction can sometimes feel a bit informative or even overwhelming, especially if it's filled with facts, statistics, or technical language. While it's great for learning, it might not create the same emotional connection or sense of curiosity that a well-written novel does. I believe people are naturally drawn to stories that reflect their dreams, struggles, or even fantasies, which makes fiction a more appealing choice for many readers.
Recently, many bookshops have had to close because of competition from online bookstores. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Honestly, I think it's a bit of a mixed situation. On the one hand, online bookstores are incredibly convenient, especially for busy women like me who may not always have time to visit a physical store. They often offer discounts, a wider selection, and fast delivery, which makes book shopping more efficient. However, I also feel that the decline of traditional bookshops is quite disheartening. These shops create a peaceful and inspiring space where readers can browse, discover unexpected titles, and even connect with other book lovers. For many people, especially women who enjoy a relaxing outing, bookshops are part of a calming routine. So, while online stores are practical, I think we're losing something valuable on a cultural and emotional level when local bookshops disappear. Personally, I'd love to see a balance between both.